Guess what time it is? Math fairy time! We're actually going to look at time right now. So, I was going around our town yesterday, right? Or like every day, I'm outside. And I noticed a sign that had time on it. So let me show it to you. Oh, look at that. It was right by the ice rink, right by the baseball field. Skate park's over here. Here's my daughter scootering along. And this sign right here, let me show you. Right here. It says this park, this baseball field right here, is closed. But when? It's not closed when we were there. Because when we were there, it wasn't between these times. It is closed from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Look at that. It's closed at those times. So when is that and for how long is that? Is it closed for very long? Is it closed more than it is open? Or is it open more than it is closed? Well, let's do some time work and figure this out. So, check it. Get a sheet of paper. Try this with me. So I'm going to make this little line and have it represent a day. So one whole day. Okay? One day. And I'm going to get rid of my 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. because we're going to look at that in just a minute. And I'm going to put on here, well, when does a day start? Do you know when one day, a new day, starts? Because it always starts at the same time. And that time is at, there's a special name for it. It's called, do you know what I'm writing? Midnight. Yep, at midnight. What time is that? That is at 12 a.m. 12 a.m. is midnight. When you should be sleeping. When the moon is all out and it is really dark outside. Okay, and the stars are up in the sky. Draw some stars. Now, when is one whole day done? When is it over? And when does it then switch to the next day? Well, that happens at, oh my gosh, you're going to laugh at this, but the same time, 12 a.m. When it reaches 12 a.m., boom, we have the next day happening. So how much time do we have in a whole day? A whole day is worth how much? Well, we could say one day. Yeah. And one day is equivalent to what? So one day, I'm going to write this out. One day is equal to how many hours? And you could also say it's how many minutes, which is how many seconds, right? We could just keep going. So do you know any of those conversions? Well, I know there are, what are you thinking, 12? No, that's actually half a day. It's 24 hours in one day. So this whole, from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. is 24 hours. You have 24 hours to get something done in a day. Can you get one thing done at least? Right? Okay, and then how many minutes would that be? Can you calculate that? I mean, how would you? Talk it out. Try and figure it out. Okay, and then from there, then you're like, okay, then how many seconds in a day? Holy moly, we're getting to big numbers, people. Okay, big. So you try that out. I'm going to stick with 24 hours, all right? So here we have 24 hours. Now, let's write some other things on our line. Let's go halfway. If you're halfway through the day, we talked about this with 24, you would have gone 12 hours, and then you would have 12 hours left. So what time is it when you are halfway through the day? Do you know? Well, let's check it out, people. I have a clock right here. And the time right now is, let's check it, digital mode. Uh-oh, it's 12 p.m. Okay, I need to reset this. Don't look, close your eyes. Whoops. Boop. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at that. 12 o'clock a.m. It is midnight. And so we keep going, right? And we go to 1 a.m. We go to 2 a.m. We go to 3 a.m. We go to 4 a.m. We go to 5 a.m. We go to 6 a.m. The sun's finally starting to show itself, right? It's starting to get light outside. You're waking up. You might be going to school. Maybe you're going outside. And then it is midnight again. No, it's not. It's not. Check the clock. It's actually 12 p.m. So that is when we are halfway through the day. So here we have, when it hits 12 again, it's actually 12 p.m., which represents this word, noon. So now is typically when you're trying to get some lunch or something, right? Trying to get rest in the middle of the day because you only have 12 hours left of the day, right? And then the clock just keeps on ticking. And this day is not over. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You might be starting to eat dinner. Then it's 8 o'clock. Your parents are like, get ready for bed. Go to bed. It's 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Why aren't you in bed? 11 o'clock. Are you kidding me? You're not in bed yet? And then we're at 12 a.m. Now we're on a new day, right? So, wow, we have a lot of time in a day, right? We have a lot of time to get stuff done. So let's write some more things on our line. So I'm going to go and cut this in half. Say, well, what's halfway between 12 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Well, it's kind of nice to look at a clock to figure this out. So if we go 12 and we go all the way back around to 12 again, where's the halfway point on this clock? Halfway is going to be when we get to right here, 6 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in, 6 a.m. So here, this half was 12 hours, but now if we cut that in half, what's half of 12? That's 6 hours. So we went 6 hours, we hit 6 a.m. We go another 6 hours, we hit 12 p.m. We go another 6 hours and we hit what? Try and fill it in before I write it. 6 p.m. So there's another 6 hours, and then we go another 6 hours and we're at 12 a.m. So now let's look back to this sign. This park is closed from 12 a.m. So I'm going to put a dot there, 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. So it doesn't go all the way to 6 a.m. It only goes to 5. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is about here, 5 a.m. This park is closed this chunk of time. How much time is that? It's not 6 hours, but it's 5 hours. It's closed. So how much of the day is it open? So you hit 12 a.m. midnight, you need to leave that park, right? It's midnight. But you can come back at 5 a.m. when the sun is maybe just starting to come out. And then you can be there when the sun is fully shining. And you can even be there when the sun goes starting to go down at 6 p.m. until midnight hits, right? When it's like Cinderella and poof, better get away from that park. So how much time we got here? Well, I have 6 hours here and another 12 right here. So 12 plus 6. And then we have 1 more hour. So we have half the day, 12, plus 6, plus 1 more. Boy, this park is open a lot of hours. So we're at 12 and 6, which is 18. Add one more, and we're at 19. Or you could have been like, Math Fairy, you could have just taken 24 and subtracted the 5 hours that it's closed, and you'd get 19 also. So wow, this park is open for 19 hours. It's only closed for 5 hours of the day, and that part of the day you should be in bed anyway, right? So, man, time, keep track of time. And why don't you take your number line and like write some things on it, like what you do during the day. Like me, I wake up at about, right now I wake up at about 6 or 7, somewhere around here. This is me waking up, like my eyes are now open, right? And what kind of stuff do you do during the day? Like mark it in there, see what you do and for how long. And then I tend to go to bed at around, right now, at around 10. I usually hit 9 o'clock when we're in school, but now 10 p.m. I'm usually in bed. So yeah, make your own schedule. See what you got going on. See how long you do things. And remember, that park is closed from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Keep track of time, people.